question, does the end of seeking occur when it is seen that there is no seeker? Because I feel there is a dead end and no answer, no landing. Or is it bypassing? So to me, what's being spoken about is this energetic shift, which is the collapsing of seeking. And seeking to me is the belief that freedom is found in desire, in pleasure, in pain, in what you desire. So it's the belief that you will get this moment through eating a chocolate bar or through becoming enlightened. So it's the disconnection between freedom being something in the future to freedom being. It doesn't mean the end of pleasure and pain and the end of the desire for the body. It's that seeker which is consumed by finding its freedom in time. And that comes from an energetic shift. I still find that I have old seeking patterns that arise, although I could also question that and be like, I don't even know. But I like to say that because there's old patterns that come up sometimes, you know, like an insecurity or something, which I can see was in the seeking habits of the Lisa body. So to me, it's this energetic shift from it's a feeling in a way. It's not intellectual. The intellectual stuff is pre-awakening stuff that you often intellectually realize this or understand this. It's an energetic shift from your being, from your essence, from your sense of self, not self as a person or a separate entity, but this most intimate sense of being and experiencing, being contained in here and in a character in time, to being everywhere. So the character in time still plays, but your essence no longer feels bound. The looking is kind of everywhere. Even though it's coming from this direction, it's also kind of everywhere. And that sense of amness, of beingness, not I am something, not an amness that you're conscious of, but that sense of primary sense of being is everywhere. And that's what the awakening is. So to me, what bypassing is often a lot of people do this. They want the good, juicy stuff. Like, so often people like get blissed out listening to these talks or these realizations, or it settles them, and that's beautiful. That has a part in it. But when it comes to experiencing like something which isn't in line with beauty and love and all these positive things, so anger or frustration or pain, there is a wanting to avoid that. So then eating chocolate, going for sexuality, like getting into something to try to avoid that, or like listening to these talks to intently try to avoid a discomfort. So that's what the spiritual bypassing is. So that could be a form of spiritual bypassing. It's like when you're uncomfortable, you start imagining this, that there is going to be an end to this, and then that feels relaxing to the person, but it's a form of bypassing. So when emotions happen, as long as they're not really trauma-based, it's like really just allowing it to be. It's not like this going into the mind or going into the outside world to try to avoid it. So if there's shame or discomfort, like it's just a feeling. It's not taking away your freedom. So it's just allowing it to be there. But if it's really trauma-based, then you want to look into some trauma therapies to help release that. If it's trauma-based, sitting in it can exacerbate it and make it worse. So yeah, and there's so many trauma therapies out there. You can go to my reference page and there's lots of different trauma therapies. And also if you're sitting in the feeling, it's like just having a wisdom of how to do that and not getting caught in repetitive thoughts. Again, there's so many teachers that teach that. There's so much information out there. And it's really different for everyone. But in saying all of this, then you've also got to question the one that does that. So in me saying that, then something's like, yes, I can do something. I am a separate entity. Like life is a happening. So the impulse to do that is something that happens. Me describing these practices is not a prescription, it's a description of something that can happen, but there's not actually somebody inherently there that can do things.